Welcome back to my channel. Yeah, we're gonna have a blooper reel on this. Blooper reel. Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about quite possibly the most requested, most anticipated story of the people of New Orleans, basically. I know I've been MIA. If you want to see why I've been MIA, we're not going to address that. We've already addressed that. It is in the April, put a link to it, BoxyCharm unboxing, where we unbox and get ready and all that fun stuff. And I'm sorry I've been MIA, but that explains everything. No drama, no tea, just life. Life happened. That's all it is. So, if you are interested in this video and you want to see the most anticipated story, well, part one of the most anticipated story of this entire series so far, keep watching. Alright guys, enjoy the video. Okay, we are ready to get started. As you can see, I have 90% of my face done. The only thing I have not applied is eyeshadow, obviously, and highlighter. I had to think about like everything I just went through on my face. But yeah, I really just wanted to go ahead and focus most of this story with just eyeshadow. That way we can really focus on the story itself without as you heard in the intro, today we are talking about quite possibly the most anticipated story of the people of New Orleans, I guess you can say. This will be the last story that we talk about people, and then we'll be transitioning into places, and it's New Orleans. There are so many places, but to do this look for the most anticipated person, I figured we should play in some Jaclyn Hill Bling Boss. We're gonna do kind of like a monochromatic look here with the purple bow, the purple hair, the purple shirt. We're gonna do a purple look. Just, it feels suiting. It feels very suiting. So, without further ado, let's start talking about the voodoo queen of New Orleans. One of the most well-known characters from American Horror Story. The head of the voodoo women, the ancient queen, the priestess of voodoo. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Marie Laveau. So, this is going to be a two-part series. The first part, we are actually going to be talking about her early life. How her family came to New Orleans, her family. And then we will be talking about the more known Marie Laveau, I guess you can say, in the next video. But it's very interesting because as I was doing research, I really didn't see a lot of this coming. As you'll see in the next video, I'm not really going to touch on it in this video, but as you'll see in the next video, I didn't see a lot of that information coming, and it really surprised me. But Miss Marie Laveau was actually born September 10th, 1801. Now I am going to be looking at my notes quite a bit, I'm not going to lie, because there are so many facts that I really want to make sure that I just get these facts 100% correct. So now Marie Laveau was actually the first in her maternal line to be born free. She was the first in her maternal line to not be born a slave. Her great-grandmother, Marguerite, it was in 1743 that Marguerite was brought to New Orleans on a French slave ship. Not just a French slave ship, the last French slave ship. But Marie's grandmother, Marguerite, and her grandfather, Jean, were both slaves. Now, Jean and Marguerite had a daughter. Well, they had. And this daughter was named Catherine. Now, Catherine is Marie's mother. Now, this is where you gotta start paying attention, guys. Now, Marguerite was owned by a Henry Roach Belair. Put his name up here for you. Okay. Now, keep in mind, Marguerite and Jean had children, and one of the children was named Catherine, right? Marie's mother. Well, not Marie's mother, Marie's grandmother. I'm sorry, it's not Marie's mother's. Okay. I'm sorry. There's just like a lot of information, so I just got a little confused. Marguerite is Marie's great-grandmother. You see why I kind of need to pay attention to my notes now? Marguerite and Jean are Marie's great-grandmother and great-grandfather. They had a daughter named Catherine, who is Marie's grandmother. Now, Marguerite is owned by Henry, and Jean and Marguerite have a daughter named Catherine. Now, because Henry owns Marguerite, in turn, he owns Catherine. Okay? Now we're back on track. We're good. Now, Catherine has children with Henry, the slave owner. It's a lot of information, guys. I know. Well, it's believed Henry was the father. It could have been another slave owner, but it is believed that Henry fathered 3 of Catherine's children. Now, this is where things start to get interesting. Okay? Catherine, before she had purchased her freedom, had been with, well, not had sex with, but had been owned by 4 different slave owners. Okay? Now, Catherine did purchase her freedom in 1795. Now, one of Catherine's daughters. Now, this is where it gets confusing. Catherine had a daughter and named her Marguerite. Remember, her great-grandmother's name is Marguerite. I mean, it's really not uncommon. We name kids after family members all the time. But for this particular story, it's a little confusing. So, Catherine had a daughter named Marguerite. Catherine had purchased her personal, not her kids, her personal freedom in 1795. Now, Marguerite was released by Henry, who's also potentially her father, in 1790. Now, Marguerite became a mistress to a different Henry. I'm assuming Henry's a really popular name, y'all. And his name was Henry d'Arkentel, I think. It's up there. Yep, okay. And Marguerite and Henry had several children while she was his mistress. Now, keep in mind, this is not uncommon for a slave owner to have an affair with his slave. Like, it's not uncommon, it's not unheard of. It's a thing back then. Men have affairs all the time now. It's no surprise. So, she then, Marguerite, okay? Marguerite 2, not Marguerite 1. Marguerite 2 had a brief affair with a Charles Laveau. Now we're getting to the good part. Charles Laveau was a successful biracial businessman. Now, Marguerite and Charles, during their brief affair, had a baby. Are we going to guess what this baby's name was? I'll give you a hint. The story revolves around her. So, September 10th, 1801. Marguerite and Charles welcome Miss Marie Laveau into the world. We don't really hear much until 1819. And that is when we are going to start talking about the early history of Miss Marie Laveau. Of course, I had to give you some background, okay? It plays a role. Our history plays a role. So in 1819, Marie married Jacques Paris. He was a carpenter from Haiti, and they had 2 daughters. Okay? Now, Jacques and Marie. See, this part's really sad. So they did have their 2 daughters. Unfortunately, both of their daughters, Felicity and Marie Paris. So, yeah. Did you see where it's getting confusing? So for Felicity and Marie, both died during childhood. And then in 1824, Jacques either dies or disappears. Just poof, gone. And that is where Miss Marie Laveau gets the nickname Widow Paris. Okay? I know what you're thinking. So there's a lot of names going around right now. I know. You should see me doing the research. My butt was so confused. So in 1826, Marie finds happiness again and enters a relationship with a white French nobleman by the name of Louis Christophe, I think. Again, name right here. And he kicked the bucket in 1855. Now, together, they had 7 kids. So, I began noticing a trend during this research quest on Marie Laveau. She had a number of children. And unfortunately, that number of children, they did not all survive into adulthood. From her relationship with the French white nobleman, of the 7, only 2 survived into adulthood. Louis and Marie were together for like 29 years, y'all. That's a long time. Okay? Now, of the 2 children that survived, I can see, and I say of, both of their names were Marie. And then the family lived in a cottage on St. Anne between Rampart and Burgundy. The cottage that they lived in was built by her grandmother, Catherine. Back to the names again. So many friggin' names. In 1798. So this is her family's cottage. And Marie has already been married once, and he died or disappeared. And then she found happiness with a noble white Frenchman. But there's no record of them getting married. And they were together for 29 years. And throughout those 29 years, she had 7 children, 2 of which survived. Both of the surviving children are named Marie as well. Okay, we're caught up again. Now, because this is so much information to pile on in like 2 in 1 video, this is pretty much where we are going to leave off, because the next video is just, y'all, it is chock full of so much freaking information. So I know as of right now, we haven't really heard much about Marie's backstory or how she got into voodoo or anything like that. So far we have just found out how Marie's family came to New Orleans. Now I promise, knowing all of this is going to play a massive role in the future of the story, because this is not the last time that Marie finds love, and this is not the last time you hear of her children, the 2 surviving ones from her 29-year relationship. All of this really is going to play a huge role in the next story. And you can't tell Marie Laveau's story without telling her early life as well. Now, next video. There's a lot happening. There's gonna be a lot happening in the next video. On Friday, we have part 2 of the Marie Laveau series. I'm back, guys. I'm back. I'm sorry I disappeared. Work was crazy. Work is no longer crazy. Well, I mean, work's always crazy, but it's not as crazy. I can actually resume a normal filming schedule again, and I am very happy to be back. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Basically, I just really wanted to be able to focus on the story without, you know, without having to focus on other things like my foundation. So that is a tongue twister. So no, come on. Okay, we're back. So I totally forgot to film an intro. I was totally getting ready for work, and I was like, wait, did I film an intro? And then I realized I did not film an intro. Okay, so before I fail at life anymore, we're gonna film an intro. Okay. There's something wrong with me mentally.